crap.
It's time to ride the funk train, y'all. We're going to do the Big and Funky podcast, right? And we got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about tonight, but I want to start off, and I'm going to monopolize the podcast for a moment, like I don't anyway, but today got some really bad news just a matter of hours ago. A friend of mine, an acquaintance of Luke, and again, I don't want to make this, I know this is wrestling-centric sometimes on this show, and it alienates people, but that's how me and Luke met, was in the wrestling world, and that's the foundation of all this stuff, is this relationship that we formed in wrestling. But today got some terrible news. Longtime referee and kind of a mascot of pro wrestling in this area. He was a harbinger of old school, and he was a very unique character in a couple of ways. MacMurray passed away suddenly in his house. I don't know what from, but he was a beloved guy. He was an old school guy. He wasn't just an old indie guy. He was the referee at Continental, Southeastern. I guess it was Southeastern. It was one of those two, and I apologize if I got that wrong. But he allegedly was the first man to ever referee a match between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, if I got that right. But he was friends with Andre the Giant. And everybody, the thing about that Mac was interesting is that everybody liked Mac. Mac was a guy, except maybe for Luke. I don't know. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But everybody in the region, I'm talking about East Tennessee, Western Carolina, North Georgia. He was known, deep Alabama. He had friends, you know, some of his close friends are Ronnie Garvin and gosh, the guy that played Paul Bearer, I can't remember his real name.
Percy Pringle.
Percy, well, I knew that was what he went by in AWA. I don't know if that was his real name, but it might have been. I don't know. But anyway, he just, everybody loved this guy. And he was a guy that, he was my co-host on my call-in talk show, or the TXW talk show, which was horrible. And we had a lot of fun. And I posted a link on my Facebook page today of us having a tie. Shane Daniels. Shane Daniels is a big giant heel at TXW, and we had to tie him to a chair. He wasn't supposed to be in the television studio. He wasn't supposed to touch Mac, and he was trying to hurt Mac, and we got him put in the chair. And if you watch this video, you can see how funny and glib and quick-witted Mac was. And Mac was a guy who was all about old school, and I was right there with him. But as we drifted apart over the years, I started to rib Mac. Because I wasn't a part of TXW anymore, and I got to see him less and less. And so when I started tag teaming with Luke, we started goofing around with Max some. Like he's old school, and if you don't know anything about wrestling, this won't make any sense to you, but low blows are supposed to be big deals. Like, that's supposed to be finish. In the old days, if you hit somebody in the nuts, that's when that was the go-home spot. Like, you were, you know. And so he hated the newer wrestling where people would constantly hit people in the junk. And I would sit there and just constantly assault somebody's region, just kick him in the junk, punch him in the junk. And I'd always look at him at the timekeeper's table, and he'd just be going, ah! He'd just be angry as hell because I kept ribbing him. But so I just want to say, man, I was on the verge of tears a couple times today thinking about him. And I guess I don't feel it right now. I'm not going to get emotional, but I love Mac. And Mac was one of those guys, you know, me and Luke got the paranormal stuff, and I kind of got out of wrestling, and I shed a lot of friends off Facebook, and it wasn't, you know, a lot of wrestlers. And he was one of those guys. I said, I love you, but I'm going to not, you know, I'm going to try to put paranormal people, because me and Luke were trying to sell a paranormal network about 2 years ago. That was another failure of ours. And thanks to anybody that bought it. He was one of those guys I lost contact with. And when you see something like that, what I take away from it is, man, just tell people constantly that you care about them. You know, and I posted this thing about, you know, the video of me and Mac and from the TV show, and pictures of where there's a picture where he's stealing my two valets. Rachel, who's a great friend of mine who passed away, and then Latoya, who I sent a message going, "You better still keep working out. You know, I don't want you to die too." There's a picture where everybody in the picture's dead except for two of us. And you know, just constantly remind the people that you care about them, and even the fringe people. You know, Max. We all as human beings have these people that kind of come and go. And the one thing that I don't need to talk to my friends every day. I'm not one of those people. If I talk to you every day, there's something wrong. I'm going to be suicidal at some point. I don't like talking to people every day. But I have these people that I can go 6 months without talking to. But I think this is a lesson where it's basically, man, just constantly, every once in a while, you think of somebody out of the blue. And especially we have this gift of social media. Just send them a hey man, thinking about you. I had thought of the old days, had a laugh or two, you know, hope you're doing well. Because, you know, I spent 20 minutes typing something out, posted a link. You know, Mac could have used that the other day. And the other thing that's screwed up about this too is Mac was at KFW Friday apparently, because I saw Tommy Henry say that he saw him there and he didn't hug him, and now he feels devastated. And so he even had the opportunity. I'm sure there were wrestlers there that were busy about their match and just, it's Mac again. You know, Mac was the guy. Mac was the one guy, Luke, that was a personality that was everywhere. He was at TXW, KFW. He was up in the Tri-Cities. He was down in Georgia. He was at Ego Pro, KFW. I mean, he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was.
And I don't know. He will be missed. I think he will be in this area. And I'm talking about East Tennessee and the little tentacles that reach out from it. I don't know if there's a greater loss in this area of somebody that's going to be missed by the wrestlers so much. You know, I know Tom Pritchard and Ricky Morton, Kane are bigger names, but I think people loved Mac, you know, almost as, you know, I think they loved him. I think he's more beloved than even Billy Marshall or Billy Parrott. And everybody loves Billy, who's in our movies. Speaking of Billy, Billy's got coronavirus. Him and his wife.
Who knew that was still a thing?
Right? And he's not doing great. Now, I'm not going to say he's in the throes of something terrible, but he's not feeling great. So, Billy, if you're out there, you know I love you. Yeah, rest in peace, MacMurray. A lot of people are saying some nice things in the chat room about Mac, and just, hey, Mac could be missed, man. I used to broadcast with you and had so much fun, and so I'm dedicating this broadcast for whatever it's worth to you, man. And I love you, Mac. And I wish I could say goodbye.
I'm not trying to be glib or anything with it. It's just me and Mac McMurray have worked hundreds of shows together since 2000, and I don't think we've ever talked.
Well, not everybody clicks, man. You know, and that's. Well, I mean, and I appreciate. You know, one thing about you, Luke, I like is you're not going to get on here and be schmaltzy and say a bunch of bullshit about how you love Mac.
I just didn't know the guy. Right. We had no reason. You know, I guess we had no reason to talk. So we never did, or maybe it was my Asperger's getting the best of me. I'm like, everybody wanted to talk to that guy, so I was like, I'll just leave him alone for 20 years. I'm not being glib. I feel bad for everybody. I feel bad for Mac and his family, and I wish everybody the best. I hope everybody can find some peace with the passing of Mac. You got prayers going up for Billy. Good news in the Big and Funky universe. In 2 days, there's going to be a new member, as Candy Thompson's about to give birth to was her ninth kid this week.
How does she keep that figure with 14 children? Good grief. She's got a rocking body for a mom of 35.
Yeah.
I just, before we went on, and
all right, hold on.
Tracy was doing
who has more kids, Travis or Candy?
I think Candy does, but she's got a couple years on Travis. Now there's probably a few kids that you don't know about traipsing around Oshkosh, Wisconsin or somewhere
Not-
up in the. You got some of those beer maids up around wherever, St. Clair or
Dude,
some crappy town.
I am pure as the white-driven snow.
Rosie O'Connor's sister was impregnated.
I am virgin-esque.
Rosie O'Donnell. Sorry, Rosie O'Donnell. What the hell? Good grief. Anyway, but anyway, I was talking to Candy and I asked her, I said, I was thinking about throwing her a baby shower, but I know she hadn't felt good the last. She's got a effing sinus infection.
All that.
Right before her scheduled C-section. So that's going to be fun for her. And she is now, it must be a weird feeling. You're now being seen by more people than you ever have been in your life. And she's a pretty successful musician. But, we're talking the YouTube channel. We have gotten 5,000 views in the last 24 hours for the trailers.
Nice.
The illegal downloads are skyrocketing.
How about it comes out on Amazon Prime, and the week it comes out on Amazon Prime, we're the most illegally downloaded movie. Like, guys, it's free on Prime. Just watch it on Prime.
We get paid if you watch it on Prime.
But
a penny an hour, but still,
the review thing is weird with Prime. It's like people that illegally download it are lambasting the movie. The people that watch it correctly are like, "This is a pretty good movie,"
or they love it. I've gotten lots of love for this thing. So, Luke's not lying here. This week, a friend of ours who's involved in all sorts of shady shit.
Kayfabe.
I know. I'm not going to say who it is. I want to, because he busts. This guy is a funny guy. But anyway, there was a top 12 list on these torrent sites of movies that are being illegally downloaded, and the Hike was number 1, number 6, and number 12. There are 3 different torrents, and we're talking about all movies in the world. So this thing's getting blown up, and that's why I'm getting messages all night long. This movie is the biggest piece of shit, or this movie is
Fuck
great.
you for making this movie. What the hell's wrong with you?
I hate you for making this movie. Or people are saying, I love the fight scenes. I love the one-liners. There's people sending me messages that I don't know saying that they go around all day now saying, I wish Charlie Hodge was here. So it's kind of here when these lines that are kind of like these throwaway lines are being in everyday's life. This is what you do. And Luke and I'll let you ladies talk here in a second. I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but Luke and I talked about, thank you. I know what that means. Luke and I were talking, we could make a low budget movie about a kid with terminal disease and make a serious drama movie, but we're not interested in doing anything conventional. We don't even like making a conventional horror movie. There's always a big and funky flavor on everything we do. And that's going to be the second movie. As much as we've put into it and as much fun as it's been, it's going to be very controversial. There's going to be a lot of people who hate the movie. There's going to be a lot of people that think we're all going to hell for a stupid horror comedy about a religious broadcasting station. But
my opinion on that is that all those people who get triggered by our movie, they probably needed to be triggered. That's something they should evaluate within themselves.
And that's exactly why I wrote the movie, is because I knew it was going to be bombastic. And
Mr. Lover.
Hey. But it's kind of, I don't want to get too weird, but to me, this is kind of like this is almost like a witnessing thing for my faith, this movie. As there's blood, there's boobs, there's the F word, there's a guy jacking off. There's all sorts of crazy stuff happening in this movie. Debauchery of all sorts, but it's a ministry of mine, because I think people need to see the truth. And the truth is, all these people and all these little places, they're full of hypocrisy, and it doesn't matter. It's humans are all flawed. There's nobody better than others. Mm-hmm. There's nobody is better than anybody else. Just because you believe a certain way doesn't mean you're a better person. And we're all on this frickin' river of life. We're leaves down a stream, and we're just floating along, and we've got the hand that we're dealt, and we're doing the best we can. All right.
I'm pretty happy. I've been. If you notice, I'm growing the beard back.
Yeah.
For the next movie, and today I was called Aquaman and Thor by two different people that I don't know. So I'm pretty proud of the.
Did you hand them a $5 before they said it? Did you whisper
No,
it in their ear? Okay.
I was holding them at gunpoint.
It was just at the blind thrift store.
Yeah. It was,
as long as it's not at the Dollar General.
All right, somebody, let's go through here. Let's see what people are saying to us. Yes, rest in peace, MacMurray. He will be missed by me. And somebody also said, you said Wrestling with Ghosts was a failure. I loved it. Just saying y'all have ways of being real funny.
Let's talk about that for a second. Wrestling with Ghosts is something we tried to do, and almost immediately after us doing it, we started getting contacted by production companies, one serious executive producer out of Hollywood, who's a really good guy. He's still a friend of ours. And like every 6 months we get, or 3 months we'd get contacted by production companies. We want to do Wrestling with Ghosts. We want to do wrestling. We want to do a paranormal show. We want to do a paranormal show. And we'd sign these freaking contracts, these stupid ass talent holding deals, which what those are is you can't do anything. You can't release your own show. You can't do anything with any other show for the time you're under these talent holding deals that they don't pay you for. And finally, just today, Funkmaster V over there.
Sorry, I'm looking at Lachey. What were you saying?
Yeah. Funkmaster V over there, who's not eating a banana seductively, got another email from a production company wanting us to do Wrestling with Ghosts. And I'm like, for one, we're a production company. If we want to do Wrestling with Ghosts, we're going to do Wrestling with Ghosts. How many times have you been contacted in the last 2 weeks about doing somebody else's movie?
I mean, that's just par for the course. I mean, to me, it's a compliment. I mean, it's now it's funny. I did get a script called, well, I guess I can't say, but it's an interesting idea. But and I was like, what exactly do you want us to do? And I knew what the answer was. And it was like, we're looking for financing. And I said, so is everybody else in the damn country, baby.
Well, here's I'll just state this publicly. And this is an official statement from Luke Walker. If you want us to make a movie, or if you want us to produce our own paranormal show for your major cable network, pay us. Yeah.
We're at the point where all the compliments and fuzzy feelings are not worth anything at this point. We need some bucks.
Yeah.
Because right now, my air conditioner at this place that I rent on the mothership has been acting up for 4 weeks. Kirby, who's just now in the chat room, who's normally joining us, she came home and her air conditioner's out. And she has had the craziest day. She was on a train, and she's going from like New York trying to get to Arkansas, which if 200 years ago, half the people in your party would die on that trip. Dysentery. So don't diss Terry. Terry will.
I knew a guy named Terry.
My brother
just like hams.
My brother's name is Terry, and many have not died from dysentery, but have gotten severely beat on.
Somebody has been injured with dysentery, but her train hit a tree. What the fuck?
How is it?
And it got derailed. Then that delayed it. She got to the airport late, and then, if I'm not mistaken, the airport on the tarmac, or the airplane on the tarmac, hit another plane. So they had to sit there and make sure the plane was suitable for flying. That took forever. Then it took off.
And Godzilla grabbed it right out of the air.
Not even, this is the worst part. Godzilla would have been at least like, whoa, we're going to die a cool way. So Kirby lands in Arkansas or wherever the hell the Ozarks.
Yeah, it does sound like the worst part, landing in Arkansas.
Right. Just kidding, all of our fans from Arkansas. We love you.
Do we?
And then the plane landed.
We do.
And the it was surrounded by police officers and agents, and they were on the tarmac, and they went through everybody's luggage. Agents of like federal agents, but
agents. I thought you said Asians. I was like, it was surrounded by Asians.
Well, that would be. There was kung fu
Asians
fighting and a lot of good food. It was great. But anyway, and she finally got off, and she got to her house. There's like 94 degrees in here, which today I think is the hottest day of the year. We have some people talking to us. I don't know some of these people, but we are doing well, I think, besides my friend dying. And yes. Yeah, Luke said 3 things, and now he's getting a compliment about being quick-witted. So, good job. It's not what you say. It's not how much you say. It's the quality of what you say.
It's how
Michael Leach is here. So, good to see you guys. So, we were just talking about Mac. We're talking about Kirby. We're talking about Candy. Let's talk about Amber over there devouring a slow banana.
It was really good.
We know what you're doing, and you don't never need to stop that. So... I gave her, Tracy and Amber have done a great job with us in this movie, just doing anything we ask them to do, eating bananas.
But within limits.
Pirouettes.
Within some limits.
Kick flips,
little
cartwheels.
silly little backflips down the hall.
Throwing up firebombs. Yeah. So
hitting each other with hot mops.
Yeah, firing each other off the roof for our amusement. Just stuff that we ask or Becky goes. So,
we never even had the camera on for any of their scenes. It was just...
No. Especially my 3 minutes.
But Amber did a good job this week contacting press because I hate that. Being in a rock band for years, the worst part was booking your shows. I like talking, obviously, but I hate booking the stuff. But she's got WVLT, which is a Knoxville station, coming to the mothership on Friday. They're going to interview us about the hike and Camp Smokey and WJHC AM.
Oh, hey, official news. We got permission to use the name Camp Smokey.
That's right. But we'll get that in a second. And then what? Bryson City newspaper, Smoky Mountain Press. They did something on us last year, but they're going to do a bigger article on us this year. Because we're now on Prime, and when you're on Prime, it's funny. I'm getting messages from people all over: actors, directors, producers, people who like the movie, people who hate the movie. They're all wanting a piece to play along with now. So, and it's all great. But
I'll hate this movie for 20% of the revenue.
Hey, I tell you what, this movie sucks, but I want to be in your next one. Michael Leach. By the way, Father's Day. I got these really cool helmets here. I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be a changing of the guard. JETS, Jets. Mike, I'm telling you, I like our players. I like the coaches. Just a little something there.
At least you spelled it right.
Yeah, it's a great chant. It's great. It's like, it's also good for elementary school.
Who was it that was like
Street.
JF Jets?
I don't know. Probably half our fans. If you ever go to a game, they're wearing like shirts from the 70s with holes in them, cussing at each other. But anyway, I got 3 of the helmets here. I got the one from the 80s, and I got the newer one, which I don't like, but I love those things.
Yeah, I'm going to show you my helmet.
Is it another banana?
It's the banana.
Do you have a doll that fits the helmet?
Oh God!
You have you should get like a.
I got a Domo of Namath
the
here.
helmets on.
I got a Domo of that's its name with. It's got a wrestling mask, and it's Joe Namath there. That's about the best I got. So
you should switch out the dolls and the helmets and just let people see them in the background. That'd be fun.
I don't like them that much.
Oh, I thought you liked them a lot.
I do.
Okay.
They just sit around. I look at them.
Funk stopped liking the Jets about 5 years ago, but just keeps going with it out of spite.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. Yeah.
It's frustrating to be a Tennessee Vols fan and a Jets fan. It's made me. I don't like football anymore. I don't. When they get back, I don't even know if I'll really be into it because
we got a 5-star quarterback. Oh, he's on drugs. Oh, he's off the team.
That's how we always have been here. Is we can't get the great players. We get the great players that are like convicts. Don't forget to tell them that you're from Baltimore, bitch. Hey, more lines. I like that.
And then
other news, we got to film some scenes this weekend. We met the Vineyards, not the Funkmaster V's, the Vineyards.
Officially the Coopers.
The Coopers.
Yeah.
But
I love your sister.
Yeah, super sweet people.
Yeah, that was a fun time. She cooked for us. These shoots, we never need to go in the woods to shoot a movie again. I like going to people's houses and having people cook for us. Sheena made me some cold mac and cheese about a month ago. That was disgusting. This was much better than what Sheena made for me.
She, in her defense, she did offer to warm it up for you, and you said no.
She was very nervous. I'll warm it up. Sheena's great. Sheena's so damn cute. She's hilarious. And then, but yeah, shoot with my sister. Oh, let's tell them about the star of the shoot.
Yeah, man. This was weird. Is like we had this scene where Amber underneath me here made this weird dead cat concoction, but it was made out of a teddy bear, and it just looked like a meatloaf gone wrong. And
Sam said it looked like chicken fingers and ketchup in the picture.
Yeah. But I recorded it right, and Vinny's sister has these two Maine Coons, the cats. They're big ass cats, and they were scared to death of us. Like they would not come out, and we had a scene where we needed one of the cats to like, hover around this thing, and so we let the. We're like, okay, we can record it. You hold the cat, let it go, and it'll just fly by, and that's what we'll get. Instead, what we get is turn the camera on, and this cat turns into a friggin', I don't know, creepy. Sam Rockwell or something. This cat turns into Alan Rickman.
Taylor.
Yeah, this cat walks down the hallway, then turns around and walks back up like, what's going on in here? And then it stands over the furry meatloaf and just goes like this, goes, oh. And then struts away, man, like a pimp. And I was like, all right, the cat gets third billing in the movie. He's the best extra we've had.
He knew, or she knew, I think it was a girl. She knew that she was what she was doing, man. She was like an actress. She was acting like a jerk ass the whole time, and when the camera came on, she delivered the goods, man.
She was really impressed with my dead cat, is what it was.
I think she was afraid of it because she was like, the meatloaf went sideways. Luke's right. That did look like a nasty meatloaf. That was the worst effect. I mean, these movies are fun, and we're doing them when so cheap, and they're still expensive after a while, but they accumulate. But where did you get that teddy bear at?
It was Sam's when he was a kid, and the head popped off.
Oh, okay.
Does he know this? I mean, did you just ruin his childhood?
Yeah, I was about to say, you can't take shit from people that you love without telling them.
And then cover it with blood.
Staining fake blood.
Does he know that you did this?
He does now.
That's a dick move.
No, man.
Oh my God.
No,
you stole your husband's lifelong best friend.
Luke, she did that for us. She's a keeper. She's going to get an I-9 this year. We're going to put her she's going to get punched in the face tonight, but she did it for the team, and
she did it out of love.
That's right.
Eat another banana. But
I'm out.
No, we had a real good time filming at your sister's house. Like your family's, I say this with all love. They're just not funk masters, man. You're just so wild and do what you want to do, and they are very normal. I don't know what is normal. In our life, the way we all live, normal is strange to us.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have a lot in common with my family, but I do love them, and that they are my favorite parts, along with my brother's family. of my family, and I got a cool aunt, but a lot of my family, I don't even know most of my family, but a lot of my family are these really weird, neurotic, hateful assholes. I mean, my grandmother, we just did a skit about my grandmother being a hooker from Baltimore and dressing up as an RN to screw doctors in the closets at Johns Hopkins. That's not a joke. That happened. I mean, so I'm a couple generations from just the bottom white trash. You know, my grandfather sold ice on the back of a cart, door to door. Oh,
his father sold black people.
I hope not. There was we got minorities. We got like in my we got these. They're not Melungeons, but they're called Black Dutch. They're people that you don't know what the race was, and they just called them Black Dutch. They could have been anything, and we had a bunch of them. So we're just a mess. But and the Native Americans, of course, everybody in Tennessee is, you know, I'm Native American. You know, yeah, right. But we had a big
there's nobody around here that isn't 1/16 Cherokee.
That's right. And
descended from a princess.
You are?
All our grandmothers were princesses. Yes,
Dude,
of course.
Is that did they win a competition for that?
No, she was just the chief's daughter.
Oh, Dustin Bolt is Black Dutch. Dustin is the guy, if you ever watch the Brazzers video of me and Dustin, which was also a scene in The Hike, where I'm behind him choking him out or whatever, that's the guy's when I'm wearing the blonde wig. Anyway, he was the pizza guy in this movie. Dustin's Black Dutch. You know, I was told when I was a kid, don't tell people that you're Black Dutch. We have no idea what it means. I thought it was cool. But I looked it up, and it just basically means they have no idea what race you were, is what that means.
So
It's
23andMe
a placeholder for the 23andMe.
Yeah, 23andMe is clearing that shit up. Everybody's like, we're German?
You don't have any Native American or Black in you, do you, Luke?
Not at the moment.
But I thought that was funny because of certain situations.
Well, no, we're actually African, but not Black African. It's French African, which French Africa isn't a country anymore. It's now not like Nigeria and Kenya, or we're Black, or we're French Africa, and it's where the French colonized Africa in the 1700s. So a quarter of my family is French African. So I qualify as an African American.
What is that? 1%?
25%.
You're 25% African American.
Yeah, French African.
That helps your street cred. You should release a rap album then. I'd pay to hear that. Maybe.
But you know, they're like you're told, you know, it's totally white. But then you look at my brother and you're like, no, it's not.
Well, we can't talk about that.
Yeah,
Let's not talk about that on air.
Not while my parents are still alive.
Right. Yeah. He looks like he's a great man.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Wilt Chamberlain at all.
I know, right? Your mom might have been one of the 20,000. Let's just put that out there.
It was the 70s.
Yeah. It's free love. So you don't look like
what's weird is there's two celebrities that my brother looks identical to. If you were put my brother next to two celebrities, and they're both pro wrestlers. One is Mabel, who's passed on. My brother and Mabel look almost identical. And then Tyrus, who was Funkasaurus in the WWF, and now he does Fox News. He looks just like my brother too, and my brother's white.
Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. We love him. We love him no matter what. We are an all-inclusive.
Yeah, he's a Trump supporter. Fuck that guy.
Hey, Mac was a Trump supporter. And we're talking all sorts of great stuff. This is like George W. Bush and Obama. The further away you get from the presidency, my vitriol towards these people, like Obama and Bush and the other Bush and Reagan and Clinton, I get easier on them. And when they're there at the time, I'm just like, everything they do aggravates me. But now it's like Trump. I'm not saying liked anything he did because I didn't, but it was like he almost was looking back now that was a pretty ridiculous time in our country, and it's there's some things about it that's weird about what he did to people and how he convinced a bunch of poor Southerners to vote for a real estate con man for Queens and thought a guy that wanted to fuck his daughter won the Christian or the religious right vote, but looking back at Trump, I mean, I think there's going to be some good comedy if the country stays together and we don't go to war and the economy's okay in a few years. We can all look back and go, that was ridiculous. That was a lot of fun in retrospect. Kind of like the W presidency. Because now you look at them, W's doing oil paintings of himself in the bathtub. He's like macking all over Michelle Obama. And you're like, I used to hate this guy. He used to, and now he's like, you want to just kind of hug George W. Bush. I don't know if I ever want to hug Trump, but I'm a little easier on him than I was.
Well, he's taller than you.
Who?
I think Trump probably smells pretty bad.
I think Trump's not tall, is he?
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
Oh.
Yeah, Trump's tall.
Oh, I said, I don't know. I never knew.
I've always imagined that Trump probably smells like he's been dipped in like really janky cologne. Like he's probably got a cloud of like green and brown that's slightly cedar, but like a lot of floral, and it just kind of blends with the BO.
He's still rocking the high karate. Just splashing it out.
High karate. Sex Panther. Works 60% of the time, every time. It works every time, 60% of the time. Yeah.
Hey, I want to talk about. We got time. I watched. I won't give any spoilers, but I just watched the 4th episode of the Loki series that's running on Disney Plus.
No spoilers.
It's so good.
I hate to be, like we're indie movie makers, but we're not pretentious assholes. I love Marvel movies.
I do too.
But
Same.
WandaVision and this Loki are just upper level storytelling. Just upper level.
Well, my favorite was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man.
I mean, but that was pretty straightforward. But
it's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is,
Black guy from the South is a superhero now.
No, I'm not saying it was bad. But I'm saying like that was a pretty straightforward story. These are I'm like, as I'm writing a script, I'm going, who the fuck wrote this?
Well, that's the thing. I also think it's funny we live in Knoxville and they keep talking about the TVA like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, oh, you're with the TVA, and we got to go down and do a skit down.
I'm a member of the TVA. I said my mortgage is through the TVA.
Can you get me to talk to Owen Wilson?
Maybe
Mobius. But the thing that I love about the Marvel movies, and people can be pretentious. It's kind of like how people shit on John Cena for being in the face of wrestling for 10 years when he saved the company. I think Marvel movies have saved cinema because nobody be going out to see a movie unless there was these superhero movies.
Well, I mean,
the stuff that they're releasing with these minor characters, like who cared about Vision? I mean, I thought Vision was a big pansy ass. I don't read the comics, so I don't know. He may be the best person, but from the movies, he was like a butler that could fly and get his ass kicked. I didn't care anything about him. But WandaVision made him awesome. And it was this surreal story. It was kind of almost like Inception. It was just this crazy. And it was also wrapped up with period piece.
Ew.
Period piece sitcoms. It was crazy. And then you're right. The soldier, the whatever they're called, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that was like cloak and dagger military shit. It was awesome. It was straightforward, but it was cool. And then you fell in love with both these guys. Of course, I liked Falcon because I used to read the comic when I was a kid. But I didn't give a shit about Bucky. And then after that, I was like, oh. And then now Loki, who was my least favorite character in the Avengers.
Love Loki.
Oh, Loki was the best.
He's my least favorite. But this thing's like fucking watching Doctor Who every week. It's a different. I haven't watched the 4th episode, but the 3rd one where they're on the moon and they're trying to get off, I thought that was freaking awesome. It was a great show. So
I messed up my whole hair thing going on.
I really liked the part where they went into that restaurant bar or whatever, and it was a continuous shot, and they were doing the fight, and then they come back out of it. And I was like, how the fuck did they film that? And then I was like, oh, it's green screen.
Was it 1916? Was it?
Yes.
1917.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Let me tag in real quick, Luke, and we'll get back to this. There's a lady from Australia here, and I have a question for her.
Nice.
Her name is Anna, and she used to follow me and you, Luke, when we were in Wrestling with Ghosts. We're still doing Wrestling with Ghosts. We're just in the middle of making these 3 movies. Hello, Courtney. Courtney's here. So, Anna, I just want to say real quick, we are on Amazon Prime with our movie called The Hike, and it's a movie. The poster looks like this here. Anna, are you still here?
The poster again.
There's the poster. I got the posters, folks, for the 2 new movies. I can't wait to get the 3rd one. But anyway, what I'm talking to you about, Anna, if you're still there, baby, is
Hello.
I got something for you over here on the side, Anna. Talk about Down Under. Talk about Down Under, baby.
Good day, mate. Ooh.
We want to know. We're interested to see if The Hike is on the Australian Prime. I don't think it is. I think we're in Great Britain, the Caribbean, and the United States. We're not even in Canada.
Yeah, well, Canada's weird because you actually, to get on Amazon in Canada, you have to have a French overdub. And I want a French overdub. I think I would watch that movie 20 times, just stoned to bejesus, watching me be like, s'il vous plaît,
I want to see how they translate my weird fucking improv dialogue. Like,
what if they kept the motherfuckers in your voice? We're like, oh, so motherfucker.
It's like when Homer does "don't" in the Spanish. It's this guy with a real deep voice, and it's still that high pitch "don't." But I just want to know what "I'm from Baltimore, bitch" translates to in France.
I'm from Paris, bitch.
Yeah, right. What's a shitty town in France? I don't think
what's not a shitty town in France.
Oh, what are you talking about? Paris? I mean, aren't they the upper crust? Is there a crime-ridden, seafood-laden, football-loving town in France? I don't know. But anyway,
we got Manchester in England, but we are on in the UK. We are in the Carabiners, which is cool.
This lady from Australia, God bless your heart, thought Canada was a part of America until recently. Well, hey, I guarantee you half the people in this country think New Zealand and Australia are the same country. So, ignorance about.
Well, that was I did a radio ad here in local radio ad, and they told me to do it in an Aussie accent, and so I did it. They wanted it to be like "Good day, mate," and I did it in a complete. I did it like Schwarzenegger. I did it in an Austrian accent. So I set it up like. Oh God! And it was just, I was like, the talent person messaged me back. She goes, "No, I meant Australia." I was like, "Oh."
All right, Anna, if you can see if I don't know if you have Amazon Prime down there, but if you do,
well, you don't even have to. They have Amazon. Yeah. You don't have to have Prime. You don't have to watch it.
Oh just go to Amazon, see if it's down there. I'm curious. Report back, and you'll be paid a farthing or whatever you use for currency down there.
You use Australian dollars.
What? Australian
dollars.
Hey, I'll tell you a movie. Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Second week in a row from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh! Dude. How did you get more bald?
How are you going more bald every week?
Listen, I have the camera at a different angle, and I literally only have like 2 minutes. I just wanted to stop by and say hi.
Well, we won't shit on you too bad. Candy's having a baby tomorrow.
Oh,
Friday.
And did you know MacMurray died? Nope. See, this is why you never had been on the podcast. Did you know MacMurray passed away?
I did. I made a little post about it. I only talked to him like 4 times in my entire life, and one of them was him telling me that I was too big of a guy to do drop kicks. So, but I did like the guy. He was a guy.
Yeah.
He was a very nice person.
Mac always had an opinion.
Yeah.
He hated low blows. Every time I was an Ego Pro and he's a timekeeper, I'd constantly kick the guy in the junk for people to look back at him.
He hated everything about me. I guarantee in the wrestling ring. I don't know if he thought, but because he didn't like big guys doing anything, and I did everything, and he hated comedy, and that's all I wanted.
He liked me when I was Travis Graves, but then when I became El Gordo Gringo, he wouldn't talk to me after that.
He hated comedy and wrestling. Yeah. And that's the three of us. He's out of luck. I used to play a pretty good comedic foil as a bad guy, but when I was a babyface, dude, it was all about jokes. But anyway, it's good to see you, man.
You too, bud.
I love you.
I love you guys.
Did you get rid of Amber? How did you do that?
Oh, whoa. I don't know.
Did you use your powers?
You just wiped your hand and Amber disappeared. That was weird.
Easy.
Hey, I got kids.
No more death today. I didn't know you were a soothsayer now.
I got kids.
But I got to go, guys. I love you guys. I just want to come by and say hi.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye, Travis. Bye, Travis.
Put your pants back on.
Whenever she comes back. I don't know where she went. I didn't kill her. But whenever she comes back.
What did you do with her?
I don't know. I didn't do it. Okay, bye.
You got to be careful. Oh, now I got to position myself over here. This is entirely. These heads are too large.
No,
we're too old. We're too old. Tracy, you look pretty tonight, by the way.
No, I don't.
You look
but
very
thank
good.
you. I appreciate the lies.
That was very, very funny. Hey, I also like to say that Donald Rumsfeld died, and fuck him.
Yeah, for real. War criminal.
Donald Rumsfeld. Every soldier that has died unnecessarily in the last 20 years is because of Donald fucking Rumsfeld. So fuck him. May he fucking peace.
I agree. So death got a good guy and a bad guy today.
That doesn't sound like a curse.
I don't know.
We got somebody, Courtney said that she heard Canada pass, speaking of assholes in the government, Canada, who's a little too liberal now, has passed a censorship law, and that might be the reason the hike's not on Amazon Prime.
No, it's 100% the French track. I looked into it. It's well,
we gotta. These three movies are not going to be. We have to record differently to get international airplay because you got to have all these tracks. Because if you're in Istanbul, Turkey, they want the opportunity to record. Yeah.
They want to keep all the background noises and everything in, and take every person that's supposed to be on an individual track. And we tried doing that, and the movie was hilarious with the overdubs. So,
it was fucking horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I hated it. I hated doing it. I hate ADR. It's called ADR or Folio or whatever. It's the worst. I hate it. Yeah, Matt gave Dustin some pointers about being a ref. I didn't know you were a ref, Dustin. Comedy is the best. My idol is Australian comedian Dave Hughes.
I think Dave Hughes has got a special on American Netflix. It's funny.
Yeah.
Who's the Australian comedian that's got Asperger's? That guy was really funny. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Every time you say Asperger's, I think like Asperger's, like a pair of pants covered in
make fun
burgers.
of my autism. Go ahead.
No, it's
just autism.
The way the word sounds in my head. I'm sorry. I'm visual.
If I didn't name it, it would be called Dick Hot Dog.
No, if you named it, if you did name Asperger's, Luke, it would be Asperger's. You would have named it that.
Oh, Sam, Sam, you won't think she's sexy after you just find out now that she destroyed your childhood teddy bear.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Sam. Did you know this sexy girl in the bottom left-hand corner ripped the head off and dumped a bunch of meatloaf sauce on your favorite teddy bear? The one you used to cry with, the one you used to cuddle with, the one that used to tell all your secrets, the one you used to practice kissing with. Well, a cat ripped its throat out and shit on it.
Yeah, just destroyed your childhood. That sexy woman is, as you say.
Yeah, hey,
destroyed
sexy
your
women.
childhood.
Sexy women are dangerous, bud. Yeah.
We hold the power.
Yeah, she got that red hair, and she did what redheads do.
Yeah, beauty and brains. Oh, let's see. Dustin Dustin, did you ever see this? I'm such an asshole when it comes to wrestling. I think Dustin actually worked a couple of my matches down there. All right, more information from the Australian here. Let's see. Can I ask if you guys would know why the police sirens are common in background noises in movies?
I can explain that because we are in America and police sirens are common in the background of life. All right.
I live across the street from a roller coaster. Every day I open the door, I hear people screaming. When we lived in Baltimore, it was the same thing, different types of screams. But there's a lot of crime here. But there are things. This is I don't know if anybody wants to know, but there are things that are in the movie industry. There's actually a woman's scream. I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of horror movies use this one track of this one woman's scream. It was in Psycho, I think. And so there's a lot of sound effects that are the same.
Yeah, then they use that one, the scream. They even used it in the first Star Wars when the stormtrooper, and they use it in Indiana Jones. It's the same scream that was from a samurai movie.
Yeah. So you get deals on sound effects and clips that you can use, and you just use them because it's unbelievable. We have a Wrestling with Ghosts episode that has Martin Luther King's speech. Now, I was ignorant to think that this Martin Luther King speech would be a ubiquitous thing that anybody could use because it was about humanity. It's one of the best moments of the 20th century about America is this guy standing up. But you got to pay. Actually, you can't use it free. It's not free use. You got to fucking pay an arm and a leg to use it. So it's unbelievable. Wilkie, who's not doing well, a friend of mine and Luke's who helped us.
For Wilkie.
Yeah, Wilkie's not doing well either. But he told me that in one of his movies, he used a 90-second clip of Jimmy Carter, and it cost him like $5,000. So using sound effects, sounds, things like this are very expensive. So that's why they use the ubiquitous track. I don't know if any of that is interesting to anybody, but there you go.
Yeah, but police sirens are just like, and it's also a thing that happens naturally, especially where they shoot, because they do a lot of shooting in New York and Atlanta and everything. And there's police sirens, and sometimes you get a good take, and you're like, I don't want to take it out. I'll lose that take. The police siren sound makes it human, I guess.
It fits.
What else we have? I cut you off to talk about something that I forgot. I'll have to watch this later. But you were talking about Loki, something. Do you remember what you were talking about?
I was just saying it was awesome, and who the writers on it are I'm in awe of the writing. Just especially when you have like restrictions like Star Wars and you have to fit in what they call canon, and you have to fit within the a lot of times they go into the script. They go into the script and they tell you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this before you write your script. But with that Loki thing and knowing it's going into all this multiverse shit, the way they wrote all it with the twists and turns and shit, it's ridiculous. All right, now what do you?
She's not paying attention. She's reading her fucking emails or something. She's sending sex texts to her husband or some other old man. What are you looking at? We're over here. We're having a show, honey. What are you looking at? Pay attention to Luke. He's talking. You at least have to pretend he's interested.
Yeah, we have to Brady Bunch this. When Vinny's talking, I have to be like, yes. Of course, right.
Hey, by the way, these glasses, I wore these when I knew Mac. I had these in a couple of my matches where Mac was the referee, and that's why I'm wearing them tonight. Little shout out there to you, Mac, to kind of put a bow on this. Man, guys, I don't want to oversell it. I don't want to sound stupid, and all this stuff is very fleeting, but you guys came on at a good time. Like if Tracy and Amber and Kirby and all the people that are helping us right now, and Hack and Mike and Candy, if they were there in the inception, this has been a long and arduous road that Luke and I have been fucking fist fighting over. It's been a 6-year knife fight, and this week
we've spent the last 5 years watching the Tennessee Wraith Chasers do our paranormal shows.
Yeah, we've been stolen from and abused and lied to and signed and unsigned and fired before we were even hired, and Netflix deals that went tits up, and just it's been a fight. And this week, like I can even tell, I got a little thing here because it's my YouTube channel.
He's got a little thing.
I got a little thing.
I've seen that.
Not
on purpose.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to look.
It was there.
You could have done like me, looked away.
Yeah, you took pictures of it. You showed me the pictures of my own junk last night.
You gotta, you see a car crash, you gotta gawk.
But
those things.
But anyway, I got some stuff. I mean, the feed is actually more active this week than any other week that we've done a live podcast. So I mean, and the activity. So I mean, things are looking up, and I guess what I'd like to say is, if you've watched The Hike, it is a weird movie, and I'm proud of it. That's what me and Luke make, are weird movies. And it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. If you go to IMDb, you can see a lot of people hate this thing. But if you go to Amazon, you see everybody liking this thing.
Well, I had to report one of those IMDb comments because, it was another one of those that I didn't watch this movie, but it sucks.
They took it down, by the way. I reported it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there was another one that I reported. It was almost the exact same. I said there was two of them that were almost exactly like it. And it was, I was like, I had to report it. I was like, look, man, if you've got honest critique, I'll listen. But, like the one dude, like, oh, the lead actress isn't hot. What are these people talking about? I was like, if you don't think Candy's hot, then this is not the world for you to live in.
These guys are all, you can't get too bent out of shape. That's what I'm saying.
No,
these guys are all these sloppy baloney tit fat fucks that live in their mom's basement. I mean,
give me good critique. I will listen. Like a lot of people have said, the faces are too dark. You didn't like the faces. I know. And we did some tricks now. We're learning.
We don't even have to address all that stuff. Just it's a movie I'm proud of. It's something that me and you made. It's with our friends. It's our first time making it. We've won awards. We won on my wall here the best horror movie of the year from the Golden Wheat Awards in Istanbul, Turkey.
Thanks, Mert.
Yep.
Mert.
And
Borish.
I will stand by The Hike until the end of time. Technically, we made some mistakes, but nobody knows that shit except these fucking guys that live in the basement. And that's not what my point of this is. It's we make weird movies, and they're going to keep being. None of these are going to be mainstream. And I think one of these days, people will look back and go, "Wow, these were some unique." I think the more movies we make, people will be like, "Oh, this is what they were doing."
Wait until you see the script for Camp Smokey. I honestly think I have. Hey, Mikey, look at Mikey's tits. Look at Mikey's tits.
Look at them tits.
Hi, Mikey.
That's the star of Camp Smokey. I do think that if I can shoot this right and make it look good, the Camp Smokey could get a theatrical release.
Well, it can't because we're not going to record it. We don't have the equipment to record it properly. But I'm not saying it's not going to be.
I will say that the odds are somebody could look at that movie as a virtual scripting and buy that movie and remake it.
Well, I think that's true with all three of these movies. I just got to put. I don't put Luke over enough. Luke is an incredible. The best thing about Luke, besides his 17-inch dick, is
Haven't seen that.
somebody in the back. I don't even know who that was. I'm sorry. It was just a stupid joke. Somebody in the back was like, "What?" I don't even know who's here. It's like I got an audience in the house.
There's nobody home, man.
Mothership. Maybe that was a ghost.
Yeah, it's Megan is like, what?
Yeah, don't talk about my daddy. But anyway, Luke comes up with great ideas. The Hike was a hybrid of mine and his stuff. He had the idea, and then I changed a lot of it. This movie that we're making now is probably 90% or 80% me. Camp Smokey's going to be all him. Webb Creek is all him. He's all over all these movies. He comes up with these great ideas. And I just want to say that these movies are not just these ubiquitous stories. These are all they've all got insane twists and different flavors, and they're not for everybody. And I'm very proud of these things. So I'm just going to say that. Luke, you've done a good job.
Squishing Mikey's head.
Hi.
So Mikey's gonna be playing Mikey in Camp Smokey.
He's wearing a space blanket
Yeah.
like Chuck did in Better Call Saul. Is he
My
worried
boy.
about radiation and electricity, or what's going
All
on?
right, guys.
over there?
If you're watching on Facebook, it'd be cool if you've clicked over to our YouTube channel and subscribed.
Yes.
And hit the bell so you can get notified when we go live. We do this podcast every Wednesday night at 8:00 Eastern. And we would appreciate it if you would go on to Amazon, wherever you're at, and look for the movie The Hike and give it a watch or 10. I guarantee you 3 or 4 times watching it, watch it once stoned, watch it once drunk, then drive. And
No, don't do that.
But
we love our
East-
fans. We want them to live.
No, and if you like the movie, leave it a 5-star comment and tell your friends. We need to word of mouth this movie around. It's getting great heat illegally downloaded. If you illegally downloaded our movie and you're watching this, if you illegally download our movie, please watch it on Amazon. Or tell your friends to watch it on Amazon. Don't tell them to illegally download it because we don't get paid for that. If 20 million people watch this movie illegally downloaded, we make $0. And the movie industry doesn't care. If we get 20,000 views on Amazon, which is, we got to be getting close, then the movie industry will care. And then investors will care.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vinny will wave at you.
Well, Amber, you all right? We were almost done. Can you hold on?
Yeah, I'm frozen.
No, you're not.
No.
I'm frozen.
No, you're not Eliza or whatever that Disney shit is. And so just to kind of put a cherry on what Luke said there, if you do see it on Amazon Prime, rate it 4 or 5 stars. We'd appreciate it. And again,
5.
No, I mean 4 or 5 because if you get
Four?
too many 5 stars, they disable it.
I'll take a 4. No, don't what? Do 5. I'm just trying to be humble.
Please.
Do 5. I disable the motherfucker. I want 5-star reviews. But if you like it and you're like, it's not 5, give it a 4. I don't care. Give it a 3. Don't give it a 2. If you're 2, you're a see you next Tuesday. Well, you give me a 2 for. We made a damn thing for $10,000. Give me a fucking break. What movie did you make? If you're gonna give it a 2,
Right?
you make a movie. You tell me to watch it. Then I'll sit there and go, "Oh, this guy is great," or "You're a piece of shit." Either one. But anyway. And also, just even Anna just said this too. Another thing that I forgot. I got a whole list of things to talk about, but it's too late now. But we got a new website for the new movie. It's bigandfunkyproductions.com/WJHC AM. But anyway, if you just go to bigandfunkyproductions.com and you click on the Smoky Mountain Chronicles, you'll see the website. And it's going to be serviceable soon. It's a work in progress, but it's going to have all the updates and all that stuff. What are you smiling at?
You.
Oh,
You're cute.
oh. But anyway, Anna, it was good to hear you. Anna, I'll tell you something. I remember Anna, Luke. Anna was with us the night we did the
Is she
live.
okay? And is she okay?
She's okay.
Okay.
She's okay, but they came in and they hit her, and there's blood on the carpet. Annie. But
Blood
anyway,
stains on the carpet is just a weird
What?
lyric.
you don't know what time of the month it was. But Anna was part of the live feed. I don't even know how to remember this because I don't even remember my friends' names. But Anna was part of the live feed that we did at the Old Follett Post Office,
I love that investigation.
where you ran out of the building screaming.
Like a bitch.
That was a great time for me.
We get to.
One of the greatest nights of my life. It really was. That really was.
We have run long. We've got a lot of stuff to that we could go over. Watch us, follow us, all 4 of us on Facebook. Twitter's for assholes, so don't go there.
Yes,
Or
that's
you
the
can
name.
follow
That
me
was
on
the
Twitter.
name. That was the name of this episode. Even
I know.
Yeah.
I brought it back for
You
you.
did. It was a callback, but we broadcasted to Twitter last week, and we got 1 view. So fuck Twitter, man. Fuck that.
So I would like to give everybody here and everybody in the at-home audience something to think about for next week. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want everybody to think long and hard about this for next week. Who's ready for some bestiality?
All right, I'm going to say goodbye.
You should have ended it right there, you fucked
I
up.
know, but I just want to say there's too much going on. I want to say I love you, MacMurray. You'll be missed. I want to say Candy is going to have her baby in 2 days, the star of the hike. And our thoughts and prayers are with her. I hate that term. And again, if you want the sexy ending to the show, as Luke said, who's ready for some beastie?